Hello, welcome to the stream. Today is a very exciting day because we're finally having a look at the 5 Kingdoms of the Icemark, which is a game that kickstarted recently. It is by the same creator as Morken, the same author and the same artist, so the author being Juan Diaz Bustamante and the artist Miguel R. Mata. And Morken was really great. I really enjoyed Morken. Morken was also Juan's first game, I believe, or first full-size game. I'm not sure if he did anything smaller beforehand, but it was really awesome. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what a new game is like, having had the experience of making Morken and learning from that. And let me tell you, it's been hard not looking at this. I've had the PDF for a couple of weeks now, and maybe even just 1 week. It's felt so long that I've had the PDF and I've not been able to look at it because I want to do it on stream. But I've been hanging out in the Discord, of course, and people have been playtesting things and finding problems, and it sounds like a lot of fun. So today we're going to look through the book and also the online tools. We're going to see what's what and then try playing a little. So just before we get into the book, I'm going to share these online tools because I normally just use a virtual table, not even a virtual tabletop, a virtual whiteboard for my games. But 5 Kingdoms of the Icemark has some tools. It has this travel map tool, and that's a very cool big map. We have a little token that we can move around, and looks like we've got descriptions of the hexes over here in the left. These are special locations. We can generate stuff, track what's going on. There's a very similar tool for Morken. I just didn't use it because I was already kind of into Morken by the time the tool came out. We have a battle map tool. So in Morken, the combat, was entirely like theatre of the mind, I guess. That not even really theatre of the mind. There wasn't really range or anything. It was all just melee, everyone hitting each other. But this game does use positioning because it is a squad-based, controlling a squad. What am I trying to say? Squad-based combat is an important part of this game because you're managing not just one character but a warband. And look, there's a button to generate an enemy warband down here. We have this adventure sheet, which looks like a time tracker. We can mark off days, months, even years. Wow. We can keep track of what's on our mule, I suppose, and note down missions. I'm not really sure what the game loop of this is. I know that we have a warband, and different parts of the map are controlled by different factions, but I don't really know what's involved. I think we go on missions, I guess, because that's what it says, but we'll find out. And then finally we have our warband roster, so I'm not sure if we have a specific character who is ours, or if we just control the warband as a whole. I guess we'll find out. And let's just have a quick look at the various sheets and things that we've got. So let me just fiddle with the aspect ratio there. I dream of finding a PDF reader that always shows the bookmark bar. It always takes up that horizontal space, so I don't have to worry about oh, this thing has bookmarks. I need to scale the PDF differently on stream. Anyway, we have a reference book which is 16 pages and looks like it just summarizes everything. Looks pretty concise. We got dungeons. That's neat. Yeah. Fair bit about combat. I guess that makes sense if squad-based combat is a big part of the game. We have some battle maps. It's a blank battle map here. Okay, a procedure for generating things on the battle map. I believe this is also in the online tool as well. So yeah, if I can click through the different types. Okay, I guess I get different battle maps. So this is settlement, I guess. No. Not really. I'm not sure what this battle map is. It doesn't seem to match any of the ones in the online tool. Yeah, okay, so I guess the battle maps here don't quite match the online tool. I guess they're more like samples. Oh, cool, we've got tokens. I like this guy here, number 2, in the third row. Let's see, you can also click. You can generate terrain features. We've got rivers and okay, neat. Lots of tokens. We have the warband sheets. So let me just yep. Not great looking at it like this, but this is what it is. So yep. So we have let's see. Let's bring up our warband roster here. So yeah, we got our skills. Oops. Weapon stats and other stats. Okay, so the online tool looks like a pretty close match for what's actually in the PDF. That's nice. We have this thing. Is this our adventure sheet? It is. Okay, so we've got reputation, rations, bandages, torches, fatigue, silver. Okay, so those all kind of match Morkin except for reputation level. And yep, we have weather. Yep, just our time tracking stuff going on here. Okay. And then coming down, we've got a combat sheet, which I guess let's see. I guess we don't have a direct equivalent of this in the online tool, so we might need to make a copy of this in our virtual whiteboard. We've got our mission tracker, which was over here on the adventure sheet. Let's just zoom out a little bit so we can maybe see the whole thing. Settlement sheets. Okay, so again, we don't have that in the online tools. And dungeons. Okay, so the online tools cover about half of this, I guess, but not some of the other things. So we might need to copy these in, but that's all fine. And we have our map. This map is really cool. It is giant. This is an A2 sized map. There's also a black and white version, but why would you want the black and white version? And we can see that the map is kind of divided up into different segments. It might not be too visible on stream, so let's go to the travel tool where it's bigger. So you can see you've got these big dividing lines that kind of cut the map up between different factions. So over in the top left we have the giants, bottom left we have barbarians, top right ice guards. That sounds kind of doomdarky. Also looks very frozen in the top right. Middle we have dwarves, and bottom right we have fays. Okay, so we have the Fae in Morkin as well. I don't think we... do we have dwarves in Morkin? I can't remember. I don't think we had dwarves in Morkin. They might have been mentioned, but I don't think we encountered any. And there was reference to barbarians in Morkin. I'm not sure where geographically this takes place with respects to Morkin, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's all the basics. So let's turn back over to our main PDF and bring that up. Here we go. Okay, so let's just do kind of what we did with Morkin. We're just gonna flip through, see what's going on, and then we'll try playing out of it. So Ice, Blood and Warbands in the World of Doomdark's Revenge, which I believe is the name of the video game that this is based on. Doomdark's Revenge being the sequel to The Lords of Midnight, which I've still not played yet. I should play the game. Okay, map by Glyn Seal. I know that name. What else has Glyn Seal done? Let's have a quick look at his website. I definitely heard the name Glyn Seal before. Like, he does... yeah, he's done maps for other games. I can't think of... what off the top of my head? None of this is really ringing a bell, but I've definitely seen maps by Glinseal somewhere. Okay, right. Pretty extensive table of contents. Let's just have a quick look. So, right, so introduction sounds pretty basic. Yeah, what you need to play, it goes through all the sheets. We have a bit of lore about the land and some major locations, it looks like. I like how all these chapters are quite short. Suggests hopefully things are, concise and well written. Attribute, skills, and master abilities. What are? I guess we'll find out what master abilities are. Warbands, and then how to actually start, and then what the game is like. Then we get into more detailed rules like combat and dungeon generation, and so on. Ooh, it's got a crafting system. Nice. And then, so that's the first 226 pages of the book. It is a 530-page book. And then is the rest all missions and events, monsters and tables. Okay, so it's structured rather like Morken, I guess, in that the first part of the book is actual rules and the rest is a huge array of random stuff that we'll encounter, I suppose. And the title, Event 77, The Clumsy One Falls Again. Okay, right. In memoriam to Mike Singleton. This game unfolds in the world of Doomdark's Revenge, the epic fantasy, strategy, and adventure game created by Mike Singleton, first released on the ZX Spectrum in 1984. So yes, The Lords of Midnight is the prequel. You can play it on the website. I've looked at the website, but I've not played the game yet. I will play it at some point. Okay, differences from the computer game. Right, so in Doomdark's Revenge, the tale begins with Morken stolen away by Shareth the Heartstealer, Doomdark's vengeful daughter, who spirits him to the distant city of Emerial in the frozen realm of the Icemark. Emerial is, I can see in the bookmarks, it's one of the special places described in the intro that has a bit of lore. His father, Luxor the Moon Prince, joined by Rothron the Wise and Morken's beloved Tarithel the Fae, embarks on a perilous journey to rescue him. Yet, as they cross into the Icemark, they find a land torn asunder by endless wars, every clan at odds with its neighbours, alliances shattered, and all living in fear of Shareth the Heartstealer's looming power. By contrast, in this game, The Five Kings of the Icemark, the story journeys back to an era slightly earlier than that depicted in Doomdark's Revenge. The war in Midnight still rages at its height, though few in the Icemark know much of what transpires there, despite the fact that Doomdark's daughter, and thus his direct influence, commands the Frozen Empire to the north. Okay, so we are south of Morken lands. As in my previous game, Morken the Lords of Midnight, you do not command vast armies, yet this time I want to introduce a more strategic form of combat. To that end, I've included the concept of warbands, perfectly suited to a world in constant turmoil. Here, battle rages not only against rival races vying for dominion over contested lands, but also against countless dangers that haunt this perilous realm. Ruthless bandits, savage beasts, mythical monsters, and nameless horrors lurking in the world's darkest corners. And as in Morken, it was essential to include elements typical of solo role-playing games. These include events, new enemies, side quests, minor map alterations, and the ability to explore dungeons, among many others. So I'm definitely interested to see what the warband rules are like, because the combat I felt was mechanically the weak point of Morken. Because there was a lot of, just missing, because chances of hitting were relatively low. And I've complained about this every time I've played Morken. The combat just lasts too long. So I'm definitely very interested to see what, squad-based combat, where presumably positioning matters because we have battle maps and we have, obstacles. What this is gonna be like. Okay. Yep, solo game. You lead a warband of characters on the quest for glory, renown, and wealth. Excellent. It can be played co-op with up to 6 players, each taking control of a member of a warband. And you can run it with a game master. But again, running it with a game master is, like Morken, it is the game master just replaces the book. I guess it doesn't provide specific support. Okay, let's see if we got everything. So we have the book. We have a place to make notes. We've got the online tools, we have dice. Yep. Okay, I think we've got everything. We've got our map. And yes, we have some of the sheets that are in the sheets PDF. We'll copy those into Miro as needed. Okay, and what dice do we need? We only need D6s and D10s. So let's get rid of all of the other dice. And I'm assuming when it says D10s, it also means D100s because it's probably a percentile-based system like Morkin. Okay, there we go. Yep, D100s. Okay. This is a very cool thing. I like this. The Icemark. None but the wise knew that Doomdark, in earlier moons, had himself journeyed through the northern wilderness and found the ice-locked land of Icemark, and few even of them knew that there, in brief union with the cold Queen of the North, he had spawned a daughter. She was called Shareth, and was perhaps the only thing that Doomdark had ever loved. The Witch King left her in Icemark for her own safety, fearing that some would seek to use her against him, but his long, roving vision kept watch over her. As she grew and matured in evil under Doomdark's distant tutelage, she gathered about her the trappings of power, and came to rule a kingdom, if anything, more foul than his. Icemark is a frozen land steeped in strife lying beyond the northern reaches of midnight. It is a realm trapped within a ring of frozen wastes with no known path leading in or out. Okay. I guess that's the impassable map barrier. Okay, none of its kingdoms stand unchallenged. Every race, clan and warlord vies for dominance in an unending struggle. Alliances are fleeting, betrayals are all too common, and the strong prey upon the weak without a shred of remorse. There are blizzards, beasts, horrors, forgotten strongholds, underground tunnels. Sounds cool. This is an era soaked in blood and sorrow, where battle never ends, hunger spreads unchecked, and the young are left to wander amidst the carnage of senseless slaughter. The Icemark itself is a hostile and treacherous expanse. Vast mountain ranges divide the territories, cutting peoples off from one another. Let's see, so yeah, I guess this border here does kind of somewhat follow mountains with like a couple of passes there. Yeah, okay, so the borders do follow the mountains. Makes sense. Okay, no roads, few dare stray from the city walls, but not us, we are brave adventurers. And as if that were not enough, there is one terror that all equally dread, the mist. These spectral fogs, not spectral frogs as I almost said, these spectral fogs sweep across the land without warning, choking roads and valleys alike, hindering movement and draining the strength of any caught within them, save for those who serve its dark masters. Only the ancient forces of Icemark remain untouched by the mist's influence. Okay, cool. Right, so the Frozen Empire is the strongest and most feared. It says that's the... I guess this is Shareth's place. City of Glormarg. Sounds deeply unpleasant. I guess these are like the capitals, or like at least the main places. Okay, and we get a little bit about everywhere. Okay, so we have the Fangrim Forest southeast of Icemark. It's, yep, the Forest of Fangrim. It's really keeping up the Lord of the Rings inspired names here. Okay, so this is home of the Fae, and Imorthorn is the capital, which is Okay, then we have Farron Forest to the north. Now it is a dying forest, lifeless, wicked, steeped in darkness and danger. Okay. Where's that Farron? Is it this one? This big frozen forest? Yeah, Forest of Farron. Okay. We have the Anvilane Mountain Range, home to the dwarves. Okay, I guess that's the one that's rigging the dwarven lands. We have another mountain chain stretching north to south. That's presumably this one here. Okay. Right, and yes, Emerial is the capital of Shareth's land. So were we playing the video game, I guess the city of Emerial is where we'd be trying to get to. A labyrinth of dark tunnels of varying depths and sizes run beneath the Icemark. No one knows how long they've been there, nor who built them, or for what purpose. Many say these tunnels lead to forgotten underground structures long abandoned. Few dare to approach, and fewer still return once they cross the threshold. Whispers tell of restless spectres and the unquiet dead haunting the depths, waiting for the reckless or the desperate to stumble into their grasp. Gates may provide entrance to the tunnels, linking them together. Little more is known, for the folk of the Icemark will not go near these structures, skirting them around them whenever they pass. Yeah, so the gates... No, sorry, no, that's not a gate, that's a dwarven mine. Here's a gate. Okay, cool. Does the map show these? The map does show the tunnels, okay. So if we zoom right out, there we go. Okay, here's our tunnels. What's this? The Gate of Firium, okay. Long ago, before the snows claimed the Icemark and the hearts of mortals grew cold, there walked among the people of the Icemark those known as the Wise. They were the keepers of forgotten lore, masters of both knowledge and magic, and their words shaped the winds of destiny itself. It was said that their eyes could pierce the veil of time, seeing the birth and end of all things. But even wisdom withers when the shadow grows long. The Wise foresaw that their age was ending, that envy, fear, and the lust for power would soon consume the lands that they had guided for centuries. So before vanishing from sight, they gathered the essence of their magic and bound it into 5 sacred relics, each representing a fragment of their ancient might: the runes of Finorn, the spell of Figron, the crown of Varanand, and the crown of Carudrium, and the crown of Emerial. One relic was given to each of the great races of the Icemark so that the balance might be kept, yet balance is a fragile thing. The relics soon became symbols of pride and temptation, and before long each race coveted the treasures held by the others. Wars smoldered beneath the ice once more, and whispers of betrayal carried on the frozen winds, and in the end, the relics were lost forever. Now, with Shareth the Heartstealer rising in power and ambition, the relics once again stir. She seeks them all, to bend the will of every lord and creature to her own, and rule the Icemark in eternal frost and shadow. Of the Wise, nothing remains but their watchtowers, silent and enduring, scattered across the land. Their lights no longer burn, their voices are lost to time. Yet some say, on nights when the moon is full and the wind falls still, the towers whisper secrets of the old magic, waiting for one who might listen, and perhaps awaken the last of the Wise. Cool, towers. Is it these? It can't be this thing in 24/24 because there's a lot of these. Let's see. Wise Tower. I guess we'll find out. There'll be some explanation of the map somewhere that we'll get to, I'm sure. Okay, right, so the map is made up of different types. So we have plains, mountains, forest, hills, and frozen wastes. This is the same as Morkin. Yep, the frozen waste, that's the impassable barrier. And, okay, so we have city... Oh, these towers are the ancient watchtowers of the Wise. So there's actually a lot of these ancient special towers all over the place. Huh. Okay. We have War Chief's halls, usually inhabited by Skullcrans, Ice Trolls, or other dreaded occupants. Yep, I noticed a few of these around. We have huts here. They offer warmth and shelter, but also peril. Ruins. find a ruin. Ruins. I don't see any, but I'm sure we'll stumble upon some soon enough. Oh, here we go. Here's a ruin in this forest here. We have caverns. I saw one of them somewhere. Yep, here's a cavern. There's quite a lot of things. We have fortresses. Okay, palaces, temples, gates. Weathered stones. These mark the course of long-forgotten roads buried beneath the icy shroud. Strange powers often gather around them. Fountains, and we have some special sites. Okay, which have their own special icons, but they're also named here. That's a very cool image. Steel alone does not decide the fate of a battle. Timing, chance, and the choices made in the space between heartbeats. These are what truly shape victory or ruin. The world of Icemark does not bend to your will. It answers only to action, risk, and the turning of fate's wheel. Learn the rules that govern the struggle, the roll of the dice, the weight of skill, the moment when courage must outweigh caution. Those who understand these things do not simply fight the Icemark, they survive it. Lorlorn the Ice Guard. Okay. Okay, let's get a warband roster up and see how this is. So, skill-based game, as usual. Skills can go up to 80. Roll 2d10s, one representing hundreds. Okay, yep, so it's d100, roll under. Or equal to or under. Yep. Okay, sometimes we'll have modifiers. Oh, interesting. Your skill can't exceed 80 even if you have a modifier. So if a modifier pushes your skill over 80, you treat it as 80. Okay. So you always have a 1 in 5 chance of failing anything, no matter how good you are. Okay, and it resolves the success. Let's see. So it has this success level thing where you roll below your skill, but then the 10 digits is your success level. So surely this is used for opposed rolls. Surely, opposed skill tests. Okay, opposed skill tests. Both roll. And the higher roll that is under the skill wins. Perfect. Okay, so this resolves like my second big mechanical complaint about Morkin, which is that in Morkin, with opposed roll, because it's a roll under system, with Morkin the way opposed rolls were resolved was just whoever rolls lowest, which seems simple and consistent. But imagine that I don't know, I have like a 70 in my skill, and I'm arm wrestling someone who has like a 20 in our arm wrestling skills, and I rolled I don't know, like a 60, so it's a success. They rolled, let's say, a 19. That's also a success. In Morkin, the 19 would be the victor because they rolled lower. But this is quite unsatisfying because the 60, like being able to roll a 60 and succeed, this shows that you're much more skilled. So really, it doesn't feel good that the higher skilled person lost here. So generally what roll under systems do is they will do what Five Kings of the Icemark is now doing, which is the highest roll wins in an opposed roll, or they'll use like tiers of success, like in Call of Cthulhu, for instance, where if you roll under half your skill, it is a hard success and beats a regular success. So I'm very happy to see this rule changed because this bothered me in Morkin. Anyway, my eagerness to find that, I skipped over the other things. Okay, so yes, doubles are criticals. I think that's the same. And for advantage, we can advantage and disadvantage. We swap the order of the digits to be the most or least favourable. We've got multiple characters now, so we can work together and help with things. Okay, when several members of your warband can contribute to the action, only one makes the roll, usually the one with the highest skill. However, other companions may assist if they are sufficiently skilled, with a value above 50, granting +3 to the acting character's skill for each helper. That doesn't sound like a big bonus. So for everyone helping, you get 3 percentage points more to your chance of success. That feels pretty low. In the Icemark, strength alone will not save you, nor will courage, nor even steel. I have seen warriors fall because they could not endure the cold, healers perish because they lacked the will to act under fear, and clever minds die because their hands were too slow. Every step beyond the city walls tests what you have learned. Every night demands more than you were ever taught. In this land, survival belongs not to the gifted, but to those who sharpen every part of themselves. Train your body, hone your mind, master your skills, or the Icemark will claim you, as it has claimed countless others. Okay, right, so let's go back to a sheet. So we have our attributes: strength, con, dex, int, char. Okay. Makes sense. Pretty standard things. Our skills have... do they have starting values? I guess let's have a quick look at our warband sheet. Yes, they do. So animal handling, for instance, is your charisma ×2. Which is not noted here, but if I put in... okay, cool. So if I put in 1 charisma, it says my base is 2. So it's calculating the starting value for me automatically, which is exactly what I'd want from a digital character sheet. Okay, what have we got that's, weird? Anything unusual? I'm interested in the crafting system. To see what we can make. Okay, we've got leadership, which can devise battle strategies. Interesting. So I imagine that's going to feed into the combat system. Let's actually just have a quick jump ahead to combat. No, that's an event. I was imagining combat would, or leadership would show up in the combat rules. I guess it plays into our conditions. If people are disgruntled, you can make a leadership skill test to gruntle them. Okay. So maybe it's more of an NPC thing for devising battle strategies. But yeah, all makes sense. Then we have master abilities. They grant special advantages. Yes, advantages and benefits when performing certain skills. Okay. Each character begins with at least 1 master ability. And you can learn additional ones later on. See that they are associated with a skill. You can have 3. And yes, we have space here on the warband sheet for them. Don't be intimidated by the long list. Thank you. There's no need to memorize them or even read them all now. You become familiar with them as you play. Okay. Okay, right, so it looks like each skill has like a couple associated with it. Let's just have a look at leadership. Let's see what leadership's got. Hold the line. You get it when you have 50 leadership. It costs 2 mastery points to use. Requires a successful combat skill test. Okay. After successfully dealing damage, the captain issues sharp, disciplined commands that tighten the formation and harden the defense. Until the end of the next enemy turn, all attacks made against the captain and adjacent allies suffer disadvantage. Okay, I guess that's like the battle plans aspect. We have the last push. After dealing damage, all allies within 3 squares who attack after the captain's activation may reroll 1 failed attack skill test. Okay. And if the captain deals damage, 1 adjacent ally may immediately perform a free melee attack against the same target. Okay, so it doesn't leadership doesn't tie into the combat system as such, I guess. Like, it doesn't play into like initiative or anything, but it does give us these like special combat abilities. Makes sense. I expect this man at the back here is a giant. He looks quite large. And there is a dwarf there, but the dwarf is so short. I was actually in the way. So there we go. There's a dwarf. Okay, warband generation and advancement. We shall generate a warband to get a feel for the rules, and hopefully we'll be able to do something with this warband as well. The perils grow larger each season, and the brave hands grow fewer. Raiders come down from the ice, beasts crawl from the dark, and old evils stir where no one has walked in generations. One sword alone cannot hold the line. Not here. Not anymore. In Imgarad, let's find Imgarad. It's going to be one of the... Let's see, Imgarad. Was it on the special list of things? Imgarad is here in the Outlands, which is the barbarian zone. That's gates. We've got Lorinim there. It's here. Yeah, the city of Imgarad. Okay. In Imgarad, we do not ask where you come from, only who will stand beside you when the horns sound. Strong warbands keep the roads open, the walls standing, and the dead buried. Ooh, there must be undead in this world, that's fun. If you can gather such a band, there is always work, and always blood to be spilled. In the frozen lands of the Icemark, no hero travels alone. Survival demands companionship, allies bound by loyalty, necessity, or coin. That is why it is common to find warbands, small companies of adventurers driven by many motives, some more honourable than others. It's time to create your own warband. Okay, right. Okay, so all will start out at the same race, and we can then recruit companions of other races later on. At the start we'll have 3 characters, a main character and 2 mercenaries. Then later we can hire 3 additional mercenaries, if we can afford to pay them. So there's been a recent discussion in the Discord about money and the fact that it's actually quite hard to come by. So this is an area of the game that might be rebalanced, but we'll see what it says right now. Okay, right. So it suggests that our characters should complement each other. That makes sense. Right, so we have the warband sheet. Follow these 7 steps to create your warband. Each step is explained in more detail in the pages that follow. Okay. So choose your race and your starting city or fortress. Determine starting stats and equipment. Learn who your captain's ancestors were and what became of them. Okay, interesting. Is that gonna... give us some like motives or something. Character quirks, character names, coat of arms. Is there a... It would be so cool if there was a coat of arms generator in the online thing, but I don't see one. And then final touches. Okay, right, so Homeland. Your first great choice lies before you. Among the races of the Icemark, which will you choose? This decision will shape your destiny, determining not only your nature, strengths and weaknesses, but also the city or fortress where your story begins. Right, okay. You may choose freely or leave the master fate. So we have barbarians, dwarves, fays, giants, and humans of the Frozen Empire. Let's roll for it. Let's randomly determine what sort of people our warband is. You know, the humans of the Frozen Empire, I was kind of thinking they sound kind of bad because that's Shareth the Heartstealer's domain, but you could have good people living in a bad land. 7. We are giants. Ooh, there's extra races in the... The drop-down does not appear to show up in the in the stream. Interesting. But anyway, the race drop-down in the online tool, we have barbarians, dwarves, fays, giants, and ice guards. But we also have bone gnasher, frost hound, ice troll, skullcrin, dog, and wolf. So skullcrin, I think, are just like evil dwarves, or possibly like dwarf goblins or something. Ice trolls sound more like a siege weapon than a guy, but the others, they sound like animal companions. So interesting. We can have a group of assaulted misfits, and we got some pictures. Giant 1, Giant 2. And Giant 3. For each race, you'll find below a description along with the unique traits. Okay. It'd be kind of nice if each of these, started on a new page, but I see why they don't. They're not quite a page long each, and a bit under 2 pages each. Anyway, towering, ancient and relentless, the giants roam the snowbound highlands and storm-lashed peaks of the northwestern Icemark. Masters of the icy wilderness, they have endured for ages in their rugged domain, yet even they are not free from strife. To the east, they suffer the relentless encroachment of the ice guards. Let's get our map up. It says we have giant land up here. So to the east we've got Iceguard land, whose dark ambition knows no bounds. To the south, the barbarians. The barbarian clans harry their borders in a constant struggle for dominance. Between these two threats, the giants fight to preserve their ancient way of life. Okay, so I guess we do have the dwarves down here as well, but there's mountains in the way, so we probably don't really interact much with them. They are ruled by Karen Grain the Giant, a colossal and fearsome chieftain whose roar can shake the mountain winds. To their foes, the giants are a force of nature, slow to anger, but devastating when roused. To their allies, they are steadfast protectors of a harsh and unforgiving realm. Okay, right, so... we start with strength plus 5. And might plus 10. Move 4. That's over here. And special abilities: gain bonus to movement when traveling through mountains. Deals 2 damage, 3 if critical instead of 1 on a successful unarmed combat skill test. Nice, so we're just twice as strong as a regular guy. Giants are unaffected by the weight of armor and weapons, and they cannot ride horses, only their own mounts. So they must be like giant horses, I guess. Roll D100 on the table below to determine your starting city or fortress. Don't mind if I do. I do like rolling on tables. 59. The Fortress of Glorthion. Let's try and find that. Fortress of Glorthion. There we go, the Fortress of Glorthion. Okay. Right, there's a starting hex input here, so I guess it's 26, 21. Yeah, there we go. Can we change our token? We can, okay. Starting stats and equipment. Okay, so one of these is our main character, that's our captain. Let's just say that our captain is the one at the top. Giant 1 here, and giants 2 and 3 will be his lackeys. Okay, so it says follow this process 3 times. First for your main character, and then for your 2 companions. This guy is the captain. Okay, so it's 3d6 6 times. If on any of the rolls you get the same value in all 3 dice, it is a critical and counts as 18. Okay. Keep the best 5 results, and then assign them to our attributes. Okay. Let's note them down here. So we've got 7. Not 9, better than 9, 14, so close to a critical. 12. 11. It was very close to 3 6s, but that would have been 18, which a critical. But anyway, so it was 6 times, right? Yes, I've done it 5 times. Okay, so I've got some pretty good numbers here for my captain, I feel. Yeah, that's pretty great. Okay, right, so that 7 goes away. Okay. Right. So it says apply the attribute bonus. Can you go above 18? The only thing that's giving me slight pause here is for the critical. It says it counts as the maximum possible value. I mean, 18 is the maximum possible value of 3d6, but I'm wondering if it's also the maximum attribute taking into account the modifier. And thank you for redeeming hydrates. I will do so now. Everyone always enjoys looking after their streamer like a little Tamagotchi. Okay, I'll note this down as a question. I'll keep a list of things because the game hasn't gone to print yet. It's in kind of like a feedback period where people are fixing things and like mechanics are being tweaked and things. So if I find there's something that's not super clear in the book, I'll note it down because I can feed that back as well. But I'll assume that we can go above 18. Just there's space here for just a little note like this can take you above 18. I never had a Pocket Pikachu. I think I did have a Tamagotchi once. But yes, looking after your streamer like a Pocket Pikachu. Okay, so I could really go all in on strength here and put like my 17 in strength, which should bring it up to 22. Maybe I want to actually put the 11 in strength and bring that up to 16. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, what do I want to be worst at? What does it say these stats are used for? Con is for poisons and the effects of harsh weather. Also plays a key role in determining the character's total health, so I don't want to skimp out on con. Maybe I want to put my... Let's put... let's go for a 17 con. The key thing, I guess, is what do I want to be worst at? A good captain needs strong charisma, so I... okay, let's go for 17 charisma and 16 con. So it's either dex or int. I'm either stupid or slow. I mean, I say stupid or slow. I'm still above average. Let's go for 14 intelligence and 12 dexterity. I feel probably a captain needs to be smart. Okay, now I do the same for my mercenaries. And do we have tables of random names? I hope we do. Give your characters a name. Yes, there's a random name table. Inspired by the original computer game's name generator. I love that. Okay, Giant 2. Oh, 10. Weak. Okay, well I hope that 7 is going away. Okay, this giant is less good than my captain. So that 7 goes away, because that is the lowest. But we've got a 9 here. Oof. Right, so what is my captain not so good at? The captain is not so dexterous. So possibly this could be like a... if this person's really dexterous. Like just specialize on that. They could be kind of dumb. Or maybe they smell bad. So they're not charismatic. Okay, going that. So not amazing. They're a bit more. They're more dexterous than I am, so maybe they'll specialize more in like dexterity-based skills. And thirdly, have giant 3. Oh no, that's terrible. 7. Oh no, another 7. It's like the runt of the list. It's actually not a giant. This is just a tall man. Okay, so 14. $11, 13, and 10. Okay, 7, 7, 14, 11, 13, 10. So the 7 goes. One of the 7s goes away, but we still got 7, 14, 11, 13, 10. I was very lucky with my captain. He's got much better stats. that explains why he's the captain. He is in charge because he's the best. Oh, hello London, welcome. Let me quickly snooze this ad before you're banished to ad jail immediately after arriving. How was your stream? You were looking at not M space, weren't you? Yeah, M space has been on my list to have a look at for a while, but never got around to it. I got very into the idea of Mithras at one point. It just seemed like a really appealing system to me. And then when I learned there was a space version of it, that seemed very cool to me. And so for a while I was like, this has got to be the space system I learned. I never actually did. So it's just on the back burner to maybe learn at some point. There's just so many games and so little time. Anyway, I am generating some giants for my warband here, and I've just rolled up the runt of the litter. How can I salvage this giant? I guess if I put the 7 in his strength, the 5 will add to it, and he'll be a little bit puny, but not terrible. I'm not sure I want like a genuinely weak. I don't think I want a 7 in anything, so it has to go in the strength. It has to go in the strength. Okay. Connor's good for hit points. He can at least be a meat shield even if he's not very competent at anything. And sure, he can also be slightly smart. Let's put him in order. Okay, so we have my captain who's basically good at everything, but particularly good at talking. We have Lackey number 1 who is very strong and very dexterous. And then we have Lackey number 3 who is a meat shield. Is possibly just a tall guy rather than a giant. Right, so now we get our skills. So the online tools automatically calculated all of our starting values, which is very nice because doing that manually is kind of tedious. Next, add skill bonuses corresponding to your character's race. What skill bonus did we get? Might plus 10. I believe I've already put that in. Yes, I've already put that in. Yes, okay, here I am. Right. It is time to determine which skills they have further developed through training and their way of life up to this point. Roll a d10 and consult the table below for each of your 3 characters. If you obtain a duplicate result, you may roll again. Each result indicates a main skill the character developed during their youth, as well as their starting equipment. You may also choose freely instead of rolling if you prefer not to leave this decision to chance. And once you've made your selection, you have 100 points to distribute amongst your skills. Okay, right, I mean, I'm inclined to roll, but I feel my captain needs to be good at leadership. That was an important thing, right? I think that was a thing mentioned at the end about leadership. Oh, increase your captain's leadership up to 50. So I actually don't want to have leadership from my background because I'll just get leadership for free. Okay, right. Let's roll on the table. Rolling on tables is fun. So we have my captain, Lackey number 1 and Lackey number 2. Okay, captain got number 10. I was raised to watch, to listen, and to notice what others miss. In silence and shadow, I learned that survival begins with awareness. Main skill, perception. What did it say we do with this? What do I do with this main skill? Oh, the main skill needs to be at least 50. Okay, so my main skill is there a handy place to check this? Nope. Okay. So main skill, perception. Master ability, keen awareness. And everyone has been banished to ad jail while I work out the details here. And starting equipment, choose one. A short sword, a club, a hand axe, or a short bow. Okay, right. So yeah, I think this example makes it clear. So once you worked at the main thing, immediately put the points in to bump it up to at least 50, and then see what else you've got. So if my main skill is perception, I've currently got 28 in that. So I need to put in like 22 points. I spent 22 of 100 points. So this gives me the master ability, keen awareness. I'll look up what that does in a moment. And then I also note down my gear. So I have got... Let's go for the short sword. I feel that's appropriate. Short sword, +1, 2. Parry 2, whatever that is. And lights. Okay. So that is... I still got a bunch of points to spend, so I have 78 points to spend. I think I want my combat to be up high. Let's bump my combat up to 50 as well, so that gives me 56 points left to spend. Leadership, my leadership is going to go up automatically by being captain. Probably persuasion is important. I was thinking all the important skills I want to get to at least 50. I've got 37 points left. Let's bump my combat up to 60, which I believe is the max value I can start at for a skill. Yeah. Okay, 27 points left. Not really sure what might is used for, but let's see, might. Might reflects raw physical power and the ability to exert force, including breaking obstacles, lifting heavy objects, or forcing doors open. I think it makes sense, given I'm a very strong person, to also be quite mighty, so let's bump my might up to 50. I have 19 points left. Let's bump my persuasion up. And I have 9 points left, so something's not going to be at a nice round number. That's a pain. I like nice round numbers. What is athletics used for? It is crucial for maintaining initiative or avoiding damage in combat. This skill is directly affected by your warband's fatigue level. Okay, I probably want something in athletics then. What if I just put my 9 in athletics? It's the disgusting number 37. Ugh. It's fine. Right, I think that is my captain done. or this stage of my captain done. Right, so lackey number 1, I got 7. He's my like big strong guy, strong dexterous guy, so hopefully it's going to be relevant to that. As a child, I would feed scraps to the wolves near our village. Somehow they never bit me. The beasts watched, listened, and I learned from them. Main skill, animal handling. Okay, not what I was imagining. What's wrong with 37? It's just not a nice round number, you know? My other skills are like 60, 50, 30, 37. Ugh. Okay, big strong guy is good at animal handling. Huh. Okay, wasn't expecting that. His master ability is Tame the Beast. We'll look up what that is in a moment. And he starts with a short bow and 20 arrows. Maybe I go all in on this animal handling stuff and just like put more points. Though I feel he also has to be big and strong. That's kind of his thing too. So let's bump his. I'm gonna bump his might up to 60. This is the guy I call when I have a door that needs smashing. And I guess maybe survival kind of fits in with the animal stuff, you know, being out in the wild and so on. Yeah, let's go with survival. Let's bump that up to 50. There are 29 points left. This person also needs to be good at combat and athletics, surely. And 3 points there. I could knock the survival down slightly. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so lackey number 2 is very good with animals and also just physical brute strength, and moderately okay at being out in the wilderness and doing things. And now for lackey number 2, who got a 3. Oh, survival. Okay, maybe I don't want this guy to be good at survival then. The roads around my city were my only home. Endless journeys shaped my life. I learned to read the stars and the wind and to raise a fire where none should burn. In time, I never lost my way. Okay. So animal handling here and survival here. Right, okay, let's take the points out of survival for this guy then. That gives us 20 points, which we'll put in athletics and in combat. So he's good with animals and fighting, and that's it. Now for lackey number 2, who is weak and feeble, but very good at being out in the wilderness. So I'll bump his survival up to 50. This gets him the Pathfinder's Instinct. He starts with a camping kit and some stuff. I guess that's in his backpack. Not sure what the difference between gear and backpack is here. Let's give him a... He's not very dexterous, so I feel a short bow doesn't feel very appropriate. Even though I think it's just all one combat skill, it doesn't differentiate between melee and ranged. But let's give him a hand axe. That seems a useful weapon a survivalist might have. Okay, I don't really know what to make of this guy because he's not very good. So let's see, what have I got? So my captain, he is good at perception. So he's good at the social skills. Not really good at subterfuge though. This guy's good at survival. Maybe I make him good at crafting as well. He'd just be like the odd job giant. What is resolve for? No one else is good at resolve. Represents a character's ability to endure hardship, whether physical or mental. It's used to resist fatigue, poison, extreme conditions, and any effects that challenge the body or the mind. And then subterfuge is covert and technical skills such as lockpicking, disarming traps, and stealth. Let's make this guy stealthy as well. There are 20 points left to spend, which we'll put into combat. Okay, I think that's the starting gear. Right, so we have some stuff about things. Okay, movement capacity. So I believe we start with 4. Yes, so that's our giant's movement capacity. We begin without mounts, okay. And our health is con +5, okay. It would be kind of cool if it automatically calculated that for us, but it does not. It's 21. 19. 19. Who are your character's ancestors and what became of them? At some points in your adventure, it may become important to know where you come from and what happened to your family, especially if you decide to create your own adventures within the game. What are your origins? Is your family still alive? If not, what befell them? Roll a d10 on the table for your captain only. You descended from a family of renowned hunters, trackers famed for following beasts across blizzards and through tundra storms. One winter, an unnatural silence settled over their camp. When rescuers arrived, all that remained were empty tents half buried in snow and claw marks that matched no known creature. Okay. Right, we have a table of quirks. Roll once for each guy. Okay. Right, Captain's quirk is 89. He is obsessed with cleanliness. That's kind of funny. Especially because he's a giant. This giant who is always cleaning things. Everything's always got to be in order. Lackey number 1 is he keeps trophies. He wears teeth, bones, or small trinkets taken from the fallen. And lackey number 2 is a bootlicker. Wow. I guess that's how lackey number 2, despite his poor stats, got hired. Constantly flatters and agrees with the captain, eager to please in an almost embarrassing way. Call him worm tongue or something. Okay, names. Oh cool, we get a character generator as well. Okay. So just the one table, it doesn't appear that we've got different tables for different races. So our captain is called Law. Igor. And Laura Grand. Lackey number 1 is Ob or Arg. Oberarg. And lackey number 3 is Gan. R. Eon. Ganarion. Okay. Right, so we just have 2 things left. We have the coat of arms, the warband's name, and the final touches. Okay. It might seem a little pretentious to choose an emblem for your warband when you haven't even faced a Frostrat yet, but if everyone else in the Icemark has one, why not you? Design one you like or roll a d10 on the table below to determine the emblem. If you're feeling brave, you can even draw it on the shield on your warband roster sheets. I think it would be very cool if the online warband roster sheet had a space to like draw in your emblem, but it does not. Also, name your warband. Oh, this one's not hyperlinked, but the other tables are. Note that down. Okay, right. Let's jump to table 24. Warband. I wish I'd rolled 73 for a quirk for someone. A sky-pointing mustache. Wears a ridiculous, meticulously groomed mustache with long curled tips that point straight towards the sky. I feel that would have been good for lackey number 2, but okay. Right, warband name generator. And is there yes, here we've got space for the warband name. We are the Blood. Oh, it's a D20. D20? Hang on. It says 2D10. Oh. Oh, it's actually 2D10. Okay, I guess that means the middle result is going to be more common. Dark. Actually, no, let's roll this with d20s. What do we get? All the values of the table equally likely. Okay, right. Grim. Grim Slayers. Of the Skull. The Grim Slayers of the Skull, led by Lorigrand the Giant, with his lackeys Oberarg the Giant and Ganarion the Giant. We can roll for an emblem. Let's do that. Our emblem is a raven. Maybe it could be like a raven perched on a skull, like pecking at the eye socket. Yeah. Okay, right, final touches. We get some money. 20 silver coins. It is perhaps best not to ask where your captain obtained the coins. This is the money your warband begins the adventure with. Okay. Increase your captain's leadership skill up to 50. And grant them the mastery ability Hold the Line. Oh, I have a bunch of mastery abilities actually, which I could... Oh, yeah, I guess everyone has a lot of mastery abilities. I'll go back and look at how those work in a moment. We get 10 rations, 0 bandages, 0 torches. XP, everyone begins with 0 experience points. All characters, including your captain, begin their journey with 0 experience points. Yes, very sad, I know. But everyone must start somewhere. Okay. Reputation level starts with 0. It can't go below 0. We begin with 0 mastery points. Okay. Our current fatigue is 0 and our max fatigue is 15. For some reason it's in the order maximum / current, which feels weird to me. It should be in the order current / max. In fact, I think the Morkin character sheets were the same. Let's have a quick look at that. Where is Morkin? Here we go. Here's Morkin. Yeah, it had max on the left and current on the right, which is weird. That's the wrong order for things. But whatever. Select tokens. I've already picked out these handsome giants. Okay, there's a co-op mode where we have separate silver. Everyone starts with 10 silver. And rations. Okay. You may use 1 eventually per character. Okay. Loot is claimed by the character who delivers the killing blow. And you don't need to pay characters wages because they're not mercenaries anymore. Okay. Right, so we get XP when a combat ends. You get 1 XP for surviving the battle and another XP for delivering a killing blow. Some things might grant additional XP. You can level up by traveling to a city with an academy or a fortress with training grounds to train an attributes. Okay. We can also convert XP into mastery points, which you can then spend on our special abilities. Let's jump back to the mastery things. Okay, so the only requirement is reaching the level in the skill, so we should probably fill them all out. Right, so we've got keen awareness, hold the line, and then other things. Keen awareness is my perception 1. This lets me automatically succeed on a perception roll, okay, and then hold the line was to do with, disadvantage in combat. What else have I got? Have some combat things. Also have some persuasion things. Actually, we can swap these out at any time, it said, so I don't need to sort them out right now, I suppose. Okay. I'm not sure whether I should be, like... I'm trying to resist noting down formatting issues and things, but it just bothers me that the gaining reputation heading is at the bottom of a column, and it has like a single line before it wraps over to the next column. So I'm just going to mention it. If Juan is like, the layout is fine, then fine. But it's kind of annoying. Oh, we get reputation when we complete a combat, so I guess reputation is going to go up pretty quickly then, I would imagine. I like the art. It's all very cool. Your adventure starts. Hang on. Yes, sorry. Chapter 5. Your adventure starts, which is hyperlinks. Good. Out there, the land listens. Travel lightly. Make no more noise than you must. Keep the cold from your bones and trust the warriors at your side. Do all that, and you might survive what waits beyond the fires. Fail at any one of them, and the Icemark will take you. Okay, so we have created the warband. Yes, I am no doubt eager to begin my adventures. We've determined where we are on the map, I think. Yep. It is your first day, morning. You stand within your starting city or fortress. Your character finds themselves at a turning point in their life, the moment they choose to step forward and leave behind the safety of a quiet, uneventful existence. The reasons for taking this path are known only to you. Fate soon sets you upon the path of a shadowy figure, reviled by all, who drags you from the gutter and tempts you with silver for a mission. A shadowy figure reviled by all, who drags me from the gutter and tempts me with silver for a mission. So, who this awful guy is like, hey, you look like you're looking for work. At first he tested you with petty errands which you completed against all odds. Now he summons you and your two companions for a far more dangerous task. Roll a d6 to determine who your unexpected patron is and what task they have entrusted you with. Drokkar the Scavenger, a hunched, restless wanderer who trades in bones and rust. He sends you into long-abandoned ruins where treasure, or death, awaits. Travel 6 hexes east to reach the ruins. There you find a great number of remains and bones. Add the bones you've collected to your captain's backpack and return with them to settlement. Upon your arrival, they grant you the reward, and if you spend the night in the settlement, they cover the cost of your lodging and upkeep. Reward: 20 silver, 1 reputation, 2 XP per character. 6 hexes east. That's heading into Iceland. Let's see, so where would that be then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be here. Hex 3221. Which is part of the Forest of Farom. Okay, so I guess missions can just like spawn ruins into existence and other map features and so on. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I believe we've got space for missions. Yeah. Travel to... where was it? 3221. Okay, and the reward is 20 silver, plus 1 reputation, 2 XP each. Okay, so we've not yet covered what to do, so that's covered in the next chapter. After reading the next chapter, you'll generate the city or fortress where your adventure starts. The buildings present there will determine what actions are available to you. and we can just leave the settlement immediately. Okay, right, so we've got an ad break coming up, so I'm just going to have a short break, and then after the ads we can generate this starting place, the Fortress of Glorthion, and see what we can do here, and then set out on this mission. Yes, lots of references to other things. Are these all hyperlinked? Yep, they do appear to all be hyperlinks, that's good. Okay, right, I will see you after the ads then. Okay, let's learn how to play the game and then go on an adventure. When the mist rolls in, the land itself turns against you. Paths vanish, distances lie, and even the strongest legs grow heavy. I've seen whole warbands wander in circles until the cold claimed them. Travel when the skies are clear, little ones. When the mist comes, only fools and servants keep marching. Okay, so yep, each day is in 4 quarters. Sounds very Morkan-like. We've got a little quarter tracker here. Every day we check the weather. Yep, this looks basically the same. If we're in a site, we can do the thing that you do in the site. If you're outdoors, you have a different list. If you're inside a dungeon, there's yet another list. At night, after doing your last action, you have to eat and pay any upkeep costs. Okay, yes, so sounds the same as Morkan. So, it is a new day. So, I believe the map had like a weather roller. Mist. A creepy, icy fog blankets the land, distorting all sense of direction. There is no mist within forests. Okay, so since we're heading into a forest, we can go there. But were we not in a forest? Outdoors, all skill tests are made with disadvantage, including those made in combat by both allies and enemies, except for ice guards who are unaffected by the mist. That sounds really awful. I will check conditions, no one is bleeding or disgruntled or anything. Yep, okay, so I have a little list of things we can do. So in a city, yes, we're in a fortress, so we can do things depending on what buildings are there. Interesting. At the end of the day, we consume rations and need to, at the last day of each week, yes, indicated here with the little P symbol, is pay your surviving warband members. Okay. Okay, this all looks basically the same as Morkan. Like, the specifics are different, but you know, the approach is the same. So I'm happy with this. Don't need to read through all this to understand it. Like, it's a bit more in depth. There's more actions we can do, but it's still basically the same sort of idea. Right, steps to generate a settlement. We are in a fortress. We need a sheet for our fortress. So let me just quickly copy settlement sheet. Here we go. Just quickly copy this over. Okay, and we are in, what's it called? The Fortress of Glorthion, which is Hex 2621. Okay, so if you're in a city, roll 6d10. Each result corresponds to one building. If you roll duplicate, roll again. Optionally, you may just chuck your dice directly onto this sheet, and where they land, that is what the thing is. If you're in a fortress, instead of 6d10, roll 4d6. So fortresses have fewer buildings and also a more limited range of what they do have. Okay. An error. Okay, so what was it, 4d6? Yep, alright, let's see what we've got here at this fortress. Got a nice spread of things. We have an armory, I see, yes, it's also here. So it's actually correct here. What's this? I guess we always have a tavern guardhouse, Lord's Hall. Yeah, okay. Guess we don't really need to draw a thing, but why not? So we have an armory. It's a slightly bigger thing. I'm drawing in very large. Okay, armory. Put it here. We have a market quarter, which I guess we'll put... Maybe we'll have things like around the market quarter. And we have 2 4s, so we should re-roll one of these. That's a 1. 4. 6. We have military stables and warehouses. I guess the warehouses will have them like here, like next to the market quarter, and then we have military stables, which I'll put like up here. Amazing city map. And what was the other one? It was warehouses. Okay, so we can visit all these things. We can also rent or access a warehouse. Okay. There's also always a tavern, guardhouse, and Lord's Hall. It's got a tavern name generator. It would be nice if these things, which refer to actions, were all hyperlinks. Though I see why they're not, because there's a lot of them. I guess I'll just note down that it would be nice. Like, it's the kind of thing that could be a real pain to do. We can name our tavern. Let's do that. It is the Hailstone Kettle, and it is known for... It always says free food with drinks. Where were we? Here we are. Yes. So we've generated our settlement, so there is some stuff we can do here, or we can just head straight out. So we can rest, sleep, recruit, or gamble. I don't think we want to do any of those at the moment. We could go get a mission or claim a reward. We've already got a mission. We can get a main mission. What was the difference between a standard mission and a main mission? Let's see. I see, described later on. Okay. 3 types of missions: standard missions, main missions, and the epic mission. You need high levels of reputation to get the bigger ones. Okay. And then it sends us to a chapter to generate these. Okay, and there's also some... I see, right, so we roll for the reward and also what mission it is, and then we have the missions actually detailed here. Okay. So I guess it comes with a big list of pre-made missions, but one of the Kickstarter stretch goals that was reached was a book about making your own missions and events and things, so I suppose we're not actually just limited to the ones in the book. We can always make more. I don't have the PDF for that. Yes, it's not been released. Okay, I feel like I don't really want to do any of these things. Maybe the going to the markets. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look at the market, and yes, it would be nice if this was hyperlinked, so I will suggest it, but I think it's probably going to be a no because it would be a lot. Okay, local markets. You may visit the local market during any quarter of the day except at night. It is currently morning, that's fine. You may purchase goods listed in the market goods table as well as sell your own wares. Whenever you sell an item, you receive half its value. You can also buy mounts. Okay. Have a look at how much does a mount cost? Ah. So we need some sort of special giant horse. A glacier bear, which costs 80. Okay. So not getting a mountain just yet. What about just regular stuff at the market? Like, what don't we have that could be useful? I think we don't have any bandages. A compass. Ooh. Not having a compass in Morkin was bad. So maybe we'll get a compass. Actually, we'll probably need torches because we were told to go to a ruin. Okay, let's buy 10 torches. It's going to be 4 silver. We've already got rations. I don't think we're going to run out of food anytime soon, so that's fine. Camping kit. Oh, can't afford the camping kit. Can't afford the compass. I'll grab some bandages. Needed for medicine skill checks. Is anyone actually good at medicine? No one's good at medicine. Okay, we're not going to get bandages then. We'll just bleed out and die. Okay, so maybe I'll only get 5 torches, which will then let me afford a compass. And who should I give the compass to? So it says the compass is used to get a bonus to survival skill tests when attempting to orient yourself before travelling. So my survival person is Ganarion, so he's going to have a compass. Which we'll put in his backpack. Oh, we've already got a camping kit actually. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've spent all of our starting money, so I think we'd have to set off now. So we shall leave the settlement, which was a special action that we could take. Just find that. Follow the same rules as described in the travel section. Okay, travel. So move across hexes. So in the morning we went shopping. So it is now afternoon. So we check the fatigue, everything is fine, we've not got any points of fatigue yet. Determine the number of movement points, okay. The move value of the slowest character, so we all have 4 move because we are giants and have long legs. Choose your intended destination hex to calculate the total movement cost needed to reach it. It's 6, right? We want to move 6 east. Yeah, 6. Oh, choose the hex you want to travel to during this quarter of the day. I suppose we could maybe go to, like, what, 3020? Was that a ruin? Temple. Okay, temples are dungeons, it says. We get a penalty to all... Actually, we don't get a penalty to all skill tests, because the mist only applies when you're outdoors. So if we go into a dungeon, we're not outdoors. I don't really want to go into a dungeon before we go into a dungeon. So... I'm inclined to think we should go to 3021. Like, we could visit other stuff on the way home, I suppose. Ah, I see. So forests cost 2 movement points. So that'd be 2, 4. Okay. Now we also have a generate settlement button here. What does this do out of interest? Okay, it just determines what buildings we've got. It doesn't give us a little map. Okay, so... I guess we're moving to 2821 this quarter. Make a survival test. So that is Ganarion with his 50 survival. He has a 60 because of his compass. That is a 62. That is a failure. Oh, the starting hex is a site, so we get a plus 10. So actually I think we're good. Though... I suppose the missed disadvantage could get us... Yeah, I think probably we get both the missed disadvantage and the bonus for starting from a site. But, I mean, we rolled a 62. 62 with disadvantage is 62, because you flip the digits to be the worst results. So we still succeeded there, actually. If a survival test succeeds, the guide leads the warband correctly and without incident. Okay. So we go there. If it fails, we then roll D100 to see what happens. Oh, every time you enter a hex, let's see. Right, okay, so we're getting to our chosen destination hex without getting lost, but we have to move hex by hex, because in each hex something special will happen. Right, so we'll be rolling a d6 here. We've got a 3. Nothing happened. Now we have an example. Your warband made up of 4 barbarians begins in a plains hex. If the lowest move value in your warband is 3, you have 3 movement points available for this quarter of the day. Your current fatigue is 8, so you are able to travel. You wish to travel to a destination hex that is plains, with 1 hills hex and 1 plains hex along the route. First, calculate the total movement cost required to reach your destination hex. 1 for the hills, 1 for the plains, 1 for the final plains. Total of 3, so the warband can complete this route. Next, you must check your orientation by making a survival skill test. One of the characters has a 45 in survival. Plains is a starting hex and provides a plus 10 bonus, and the weather is clear, giving a further plus 10, for a total of 65. You rolled U100 and scored 46, succeeding. You advance towards the destination hex, moving hex by hex. Remember that in each hex you enter, you must check whether you trigger an encounter or event. Okay, all makes sense. So we moved 1 hex, didn't trigger anything, so now we move another hex. Don't trigger anything. So that was the afternoon. So now we'll do the same in the evening. I guess we'll be camping out in the forest at night. That's fine. So we make our orientation roll. We're in a forest now, so we're not affected by the mist. So we just get... we don't get the plus 10 because we're not starting from hex or plains anymore. So it's just a 60% chance. And we succeed, so that we then move 1 hex up. And I think that is something happens. Oh, on a 1, or a 1 or a 2 for the hex is plains. So we got a 2, we're in the forest, nothing happens. So we move down here. And nothing happens. Okay. Right, so now we are on to night. So we need to mark off rations and camp. Let's find camping. I'm going to suggest it would be quite nice if the actions were in the PDF bookmarks. Because I'm just having to scroll through because there's only a heading for actions you can perform outdoors, actions you can perform in cities and fortresses, actions you can perform in other sites. But what I actually want to get to is here. Okay, right, so I need to find camping. Where is that? Yeah, there is a camp action. Here it is, okay. Camping also includes sleeping, and you may do this during any quarter of the day, though it is most common to sleep at night. Nothing prevents you from travelling at night and sleeping during any other quarter. I think in Morkan you had to sleep at night. Okay, it distinguished between the rest and camp actions. And camping was only something you could do at night. Okay. So making a survival skill test. The compass doesn't help with this, but we do have a camping kit. What does that do? Let's find that. Camping kit grants advantage. Oh, it was right here on this very page. Okay. So we get advantage. Yep, that's a success. So regular success. We recover fatigue equals the success level plus 1 of the survival skill test. Do we have any fatigue? What gives us fatigue? Okay, so a travel mishap can give us fatigue. but successful travel does not, it looks like. Okay, that's good, because in Morkan you gain fatigue based on the hexes the terrain you were passing through, and you could build up fairly quickly if you had to like travel through some mountains or something. Here that's kind of modelled by the movement point cost, I suppose. Okay, right, so back to our camping. And we've got no fatigue, so nothing to recover. We've not lost any hit points. You've succeeded, so we can heal. Again, no one is injured. Okay, I think the night just passes uneventfully. So we come around to the next morning. We have to check the weather. There is light snowfall, which is of no effect. And let's see, so there was also something about exploring hexes. Yeah, something about hexes in the routes being explored. What does that mean? Have a quick look at the reference. Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay, I'm gonna make a note here. Let's have a quick look through the actions to make sure I'm not missing something again. Let's see. Actions you can do outdoors. Because why would the travel... Like, if the travel says you get a bonus for traveling through explored hexes, like, there must be something you can do to explore a hex. Yeah, I'm not seeing that, so I will ask, and I'm sure it can be clarified. Right, okay, so it is a new day. We want to go to hex 3221, I believe it was. Yeah. So, we don't have any bad weather today, so let's just roll our orientation to see how it goes. That is a 95. That is definitely a failure in the travel roll. Okay, right, so we failed. What does that mean? If the survival skill test fails, you may continue your journey, but you suffer a mishap. Okay. 43. One character in the warband loses an item during the journey. Choose which character and which item from their backpack is awesome. We don't really have much. Oh, there's only one person who has something in their backpack. We're either going to lose a compass or a camping kit. Oh no. Okay, that's 1 to 3 is going to be the camping kit. We've lost the camping kit. How do you lose a camping kit? Like, it sounds like a big thing. I'm imagining like a tent or something. There must be like we get caught in a tree or something and have to just surrender it as we go. But okay. Alright, we've arrived in the hex of our quest. Mission, rather. It says, there you find a... so there's some ruins. There you find a great number of remains and bones. Add the bones you have collected to your captain's backpack and return with them to settlement. Upon your arrival, they grant you the reward. If you spend the night in the settlement, they cover the cost of your lodging and upkeep. Okay. I mean, I could be exploring... It says ruins, so I guess I'm exploring a dungeon. Yeah, when you enter any of these sites, go to chapter 8, In the Depths of a Dungeon. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Silhouetted against the white sky. I guess we've got a barbarian, a dwarf, a giant, and a fae there. I believe the ice people have scary helmets, so it doesn't look like we've got one of those. Stone remembers every footstep, and darkness punishes the careless. In the depths, noise carries further than courage, and a single mistake can wake what should never have been disturbed. Walk with respect, watch your tools, and never forget, the mountain always has the final word. Okay, right, so, generic dungeon rules. We need our dungeon sheets, let's get one of those. Yes. Okay, well, it's just a grid to draw, and I don't really need this, because I've already got my grid, but we'll copy it over anyway. Dungeons are shrouded in complete darkness. Only Fae and Dwarves can see without light. All other races require their own torch to see. Any character without a torch is unable to see and suffers a -30 penalty to all skill tests, including combat skills. Their own torch. Okay, I assumed that we'd be able to have like one torch in a group, but I guess everyone is going to carry their own torch. Good thing we've got 5. Okay, we have a little time tracker here. Right, what is the... We're in afternoon now. Okay, so you can perform one action per segment, so per quarter of quarter. And those are overcome an obstacle to the next room, enter a room, explore a room, rest, camp, or leave. Okay, so this is sounding a bit more procedural than in Morkin, where like the actual passage of time within a dungeon wasn't really tracked. It was just going into a dungeon takes a quarter of the day, and however big it was, it didn't really matter. That just took up a quarter of the day. But here we're actually limited in how quickly we can explore the dungeon. We're using a clock to track the danger level. Okay. Certain actions will cause this clock to advance. Bad stuff happens when the track fills. Okay. Okay, right, so when you arrive in a dungeon you wish to explore, follow these steps. Set the time, dungeon overview. Roll d10 on the appropriate dungeon overview table. There are a few. Ruin, I suppose. Let's open this in another copy. Ruin dungeon overview. Let's see what the deal of this place is. So it is there space to note this down here? Not really, I'll put it off at the side. There's a sunken keep and the entrance chamber is climbing up to an open entrance on the first floor. Interesting that dungeons are all low danger. But what's this one up here? Dungeon Palace. Okay, those can be high danger. Oh no. Right, okay, so yes, we can go. Okay. So I feel this is not great. That the dungeons, they wrap over onto the next page, but it looks like that's going to be basically impossible to fix without somehow relaying out. Right, what's this? Special loot. Amor? What is Amor? Is that like some Spanish that has remained in? Is it supposed to be armor? I think it is supposed to be armor. Okay. I think it was on all the... Yep. And 470. Okay, so 469 to 476. Okay, anyway, I was looking for ruins. Okay, so we've got the detail entrance. How big is this dungeon? D6 big. What inhabitants do we have? Skulkrins. And the danger level is low. Okay, right, so I think, yes, there's space for some of these things here. Okay, back to our procedure. may perform one action per time track segment. Each time you perform an action, advance the time track. If you have just arrived, your first action must be to enter a room in order to enter the entrance. Right, let's work through this as we go. So enter a room. If the entrance is accessible, you perform this action to enter a room. The dungeon entrance is always accessible. Okay? 3 ways to enter a new room: stealthy, normal, or hasty. Normal, I think. So each time you enter a new room, get a description. Just table 38. Okay. Right, so we're on all these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a square hall. Not really sure what a square hall is. Aren't halls normally rectangular? Anyway, it is a square hall that has fungus and damp moss foul in the air. Fungus and damp moss foul the air while a distant sound drifts through the darkness, like someone quietly weeping. Okay. The walls are covered in fragments of faded murals, and there is only one exit, a broken stone archway partially blocked by rubble. It is blocked. I guess we kind of come into like a hall like this. I guess need to leave space for an exit. Do I roll to determine where the exit is? Not really. I guess the actual layout doesn't matter, but it makes sense that it's going to be opposite the door. So here we go. We got our big hall here, and we've got some like rubble. Yeah. Okay, and then determine if it is the final room. So we take the size of the dungeon, which is 66. Roll them, and what? Eliminate all the ones that roll a 1 or a 2, is it? Yeah. And when we run out of dice, we found the final room. Okay. Okay, we have 4 dice left for the size. This consumes 1 unit of time. Check for an encounter. Okay, roll a d10 and compare with the dungeon's danger level. If it's low danger, which it is, an encounter occurs on a 1. Okay. So nothing happens there. If no encounter, roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, an event occurs. Okay. We get an event. Cool. Go to table 46. Yep, that is hyperlinked. That's good. $100. That's got to be an amazing event. There is a trap in this room. Make a subterfuge skill test to disable it. Is anyone good at subterfuge? I don't think so. We've got a 24, 34, 50. Okay, Ganarion. It's time for you to shine. You did a bad job leading us here, but maybe you can avoid this trap. 94. No, he cannot. failure. Roll on the dungeon traps table to determine the type of trap and the effects you suffer, and advance the tension track by 1. Okay. Tension track advanced. Dungeon traps. Collapsing ceiling. Stones fall from above. Each member of the warband must make an athletics skill test. Any character who fails suffers d6 damage. Okay. Okay, right, so Lorigrand is okay with his 3. Oberag got a 37, he is fine. And Gennarion got a 4, he is fine. Not good at disarming traps, but everyone handily leaps out of the way. And let's return to the dungeon rules if I can find that. Yep. Okay, once the room is secure and any events within it have been dealt with, you may spend 1 time segment to explore it. Choose a member to make a perception skill test. On a success, we roll on a table. We're good at perception. Lorigrand has a 50 perception. Sure, Lorigrand is going to look around to try to explore this room. And succeed, so he's going to roll on table 49, which is not hyperlinked. Ooh, nor is the special loot table. Or that. Okay, right. See, it's good that we're doing this. We're finding bugs. Okay, so I want to go to table 49, which I've got over here. The dungeon room exploration table, 2d10. Okay. Inside an open sarcophagus, amid scattered mummified remains, you recover d6 usable bandages. Nice, just unwind them from the corpse and we can slap these on some wounds. 6 bandages, nice. Yes, this guy doesn't need these bandages anymore. Okay. So that was another time unit gone. Oh, we didn't get our dungeon name. I suppose there'll be a table of dungeon names somewhere. Or should it have told me to roll a name? Did I miss that? What is the dungeon name table? There isn't a dungeon name table that I can see. I guess you just name them based on what seems appropriate. Okay, right. So I guess we want to keep exploring, but we have a blocked passageway. So how do we do that? Overcome obstacle. Okay, what sort of passage? What sort of block was it? It was a blocked passage. Okay, which is a might roll. At least one character must make a might skill test to attempt to force the door or clear the obstruction. For example, if the passageway is filled with rubble. Okay. And we can have people help because everyone has... Well, okay, so... Looks like Oberag should do it, helped by Lorigrand. He'll get a +3 to his skill because Lorigrand has at least a 50. Unfortunately, Ganarion is too feeble. So, Oberag is rolling against a 63. And easily does it. That's another point of time gone. I think I should be 3 points of time down. Because I entered the room, I have just cleared some rubble, and I also explored it. Okay, let's enter a new room. Normal entry, I suppose, which takes 1 unit of time. Okay, it is another square hall. This time, the atmosphere is dry dust and crumbling stone fill the air, while distant scratching carries through the ruins. It has a partially collapsed roof, allowing cold light to seep in, and it has 1 exit, an old iron gate rusted shut, which is a locked door. Okay. Let's have it like here. I'll have a little token for where the party is. I should cut a token out of the thing. Yeah. Let's see. Giants. I think this is us. Okay, so we have entered the room. We roll the d6s, so we have 4 d6s left. We have 3 d6s left. We check for an encounter and then an event. No encounter. No events. Okay. I don't think I want to explore the room. I think we just want to press on. So we need to pick this lock. Okay, you need lockpicks. We don't have lockpicks. In that case, you're going to attempt to force it as if it were a stuck door, so that'll be another might test. Okay. That's a success. So that takes another unit of time, so we're now into the evening. But we can move into the chamber beyond. Alright, we pop through. Where do we find ourselves? Another square hall. There's a lot of them in this place. The faint trace of ancient incense lingers as your footsteps echo softly through the hall. It is made of cracked stone with marked strange symbols, and we have another blocked passage. Get rid of one more die, so we are, you know, gradually ticking down towards the exit. No encounter. We do have an event though. So that is table 46. Let's have that open over here. You find a strange spring, whose waters radiate the same sense of peace as the fountains found outdoors. If you drink from it, all characters recover D6 HP and your warband removes all fatigue. I don't think anyone's down any health, so we just have a nice refreshing drink. We shall attempt to mightily bust through this obstacle again. Yep. Easy. And we shall enter the next room, and then after entering this room we will have to camp. It's a rectangular corridor, thank God. How many exits does it have? It has 3 exits, 2 open archways, 1 blocked by a pile of stones. So let's have like archways here, and then we have like another archway here, but this one is blocked. As for its other details, the smell of cold, stagnant water hangs in the chamber as droplets fall into the flooded depths. And it is an ancient library where books have fused into the stone with age, so maybe there's like niches built into the walls for books. But sadly the books are no longer really legible. But we have entered the room, so we need to roll for encounters and stuff. No encounter, no events. Okay, so we've entered the room. I think we now need to camp because it is now night. Make a survival test to secure the room. Best survival is a 50, I think. Yeah, so not amazing odds, but we do it regardless. On success, the warband recovers fatigue. Yep, no one is fatigued. We also recover health. Okay, I think we just mark off rations. And I'm starting to think that the 10 starting rations wasn't really enough to bring when we've got 3 people here. So I should have bought rations, because actually we're going to run out of food before we get home, so we'll need to like go hunting or something when we're outside. But okay, morning comes around. Oh no. We don't have enough torches. This is terrible. This is the worst thing to happen in this game. Okay, right. Okay, I guess Gennarion and Obra can like share a torch. If combat begins, and it's not immediately obvious who has the torch, I guess it'll just be 50-50 who has it. Like, if Obra could just burst through an obstacle and we immediately end up in a fight, then he'll have the torch. But, you know, if it's kind of non-specific, then it could be either of them. Okay, right, so we're still looking for the bones in this place. We need to determine, I guess we can determine whether when we get outside. So let's try going into this north room. Which, yes, takes up our first slot of morning here. This is another square chamber. Yeah. Square hall with no exits. The chamber is collapsed and choked with debris. Okay. I'm going to skip rolling for the details. I'll just look at the shape and like we get the picture. So we'll say it's kind of like that. Okay, so do we have an encounter? No. Or an event? No. Okay, so we come into here. It's bad. We'll move back. That's another time unit. We'll try going south. We have a rectangular chamber with 2 exits. 2 heavy iron banded doors, 1 open, 1 stuck. Okay, a rectangular chamber. We'll say it's kind of like this, so we'll have our 2 doors like here. And this one is stuck. We have an encounter. Oh, hang on, we need to determine if it's the final room first, but we potentially have an encounter if this is not the final room. It's not the final room. Okay, so we're having an encounter. Generate a warband of D6 enemies drawn from the bestiary according to the dungeon. This didn't happen, so D6 Skullcrin. Minimum 3. Okay. Well, we have the battle map tool. So we're in a dungeon. Right. Okay, so we want an enemy warband of Skullcrin. We want a D6, at least 3. Six, I guess. Let's turn to the combat rolls. I'm glad we've got a combat, because, we hadn't had one so far. In the Icemark, steel is mercy. A dull blade or a cracked helm is a death sentence, not a mistake. We do not survive by courage alone. We survive because our gear does not fail when the cold, the beasts, and the enemy close in. Combat is brutal and unforgiving. Nice. Right, what do we got? These are just all... okay, they're not all the same. Be nice. Does it say what they are that I'm clicking? Okay, Skullcrin Warrior, Skullcrin Herbmaster, Skullcrin Warrior, okay. We need to add my guys. So we have Giants 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we've got stats. Oh no, I can't see my... Can't get back to my warband roster. Okay, let's just copy these over here for now. Okay, now let's add them to the battle map thing. Oh, add heroes from Warband sheet. There's a button to do what I wanted to do. I was gonna note down. It would be nice if you could, you know, import your characters from your warband sheet, but it has that feature built in. I'm just dumb. Okay, so I got my people here. At the start of battle, each side places its units on opposite edges of the battle map. Okay, you need line of sight for ranged attacks. This is way more tactical than Morkan, which is everyone stands in a featureless void and hits each other. But I like it. Oh, facing. Nice. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Avoiding combat. That sounds like you're outdoors. Unfortunately, you cannot avoid combat when the encounter happens indoors. Fleeing gives a negative reputation. Okay, before combat begins, battlefield setup. So, yep, we have the battle map, and, yep, okay. We don't have any XP to convert into mastery. We don't have a mule. We don't have any special items. There's something about obstacles here. Like I can, like, generate terrain features. Is that covered here? Let's see. Like, how do I determine what the terrain features are? Okay, so there isn't... Let's see, is there a table for this? There is not a table of terrain features, so I guess it's just... You can have terrain features if you want. So let's do that. I actually think this is really bad because it says this toxic cloud is impassable. It says you can't move diagonally. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I saw that somewhere. Okay, sure, let's go with this. So we've got a wall, we have a toxic cloud, and we have a flooded area. Right, combat begins. In the Icemark, no one even considers fleeing a fight, not while anyone is watching at least. As a general rule, no combatant will ever abandon a battle. An enemy will only attempt to flee if they are the last one remaining on the battlefield while your warband still has more than one member standing, and only if that enemy is humanoid. In all of the circumstances, foes will fight to the end. Okay. Do we determine initiative? Is that a thing? Okay, so yes. Okay, so each round, check morale, check conditions, check initiative. Oh, it says check without the C. I think I'm going to, no, not on stream because that would be really boring. But at some point in the near future, I'm going to, maybe even tomorrow, I'm going to like proofread a bunch of this PDF and just like submit all the corrections I can, because better to find like, typos and things and get them fixed before printing. Okay, we have no conditions. Right, now initiative. Each of your characters makes an athletic skill test. Those who succeed act before the enemy. Those who fail act after the enemy. Okay, so it's kind of side-based initiative almost. Is there a handy initiative button here? That'd be very cool. Okay, we're out of setup mode. We are in combat mode. It says edit hero with extra E. Okay, so I don't see a way on here to roll initiative. Pop over to the warband roster. This is athletics. I think I probably am going to use Miro as my virtual tabletop when I actually play this for real. I like the online tools, but having to like flip between things all the time is a little bit annoying. Whereas having everything just laid out flat on the virtual whiteboard is convenient. Okay, so Laura Grand failed. Oberang succeeded, and Ganarion failed. Okay, so Oberang is acting first, then we have the enemies, then we have Lorigrand and Ganarion. It also mentions fumbles. I can't actually remember what fumbles were. Let's have a quick look at the reference. Guess it's going to be in the core mechanics chapter. Okay, right, so yes, it's when you roll doubles. Yes, I recall. Okay, so my characters can perform 2 actions per turn. The first action must always be movement, and must be performed before the second action. The second action cannot be another movement. Okay, so that's a really weird way of saying it. Each of your characters may perform up to 2 actions per turn. However, the first action must always be movement, even if the character does not actually move, and must be performed before the second action. The second action cannot be another movement, unless the character uses the Relentless Advanced Mastery ability chosen from the list below. I mean, it makes sense, it just seems to be phrased oddly. Up to 2 actions, the first must... Why don't you just say that your character can move and then perform an action? I guess it's because they want to have move. Move isn't even in the action list. Oh, movement can be made diagonally. Huh, I thought for some reason you couldn't move diagonally. Okay, each character must use their first action to move up to their full move value. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all he can do. He doesn't. Does he have a ranged weapon? He does. He has a short bow. It has range 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. He could go for this Skilkrin Herbmaster. Refer to the attack section. Okay. Right, okay, yes. I scrolled past the heading and was confused. To make a combat skill test. Right, okay, so here's combat skill. Is a 60. Let's say I'm going against the one directly in front of me. That is a 59, which is a success. Okay, damage. So add the success level, which is 5, to the weapon's damage. The weapon damage, I believe, was +1. Yes, okay, so that is 6 damage. I don't think there's anything special, so it's just if they have any armor. They don't have any armor, so they're going to take 6 damage. They have 8 health, so not quite enough. Oh, that's the max, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, right, so now the enemies get to act, so I think they just act the same. Yep, they perform 2 actions. Their first is always movement, their second is always an attack. Okay. What's this guy's move? 3. Okay, I may have messed up by having one guy run to the front. If he'd been 1 space back, they wouldn't have been able to catch up with him. Oops. Okay, let's see. Skullcrin, Warrior 1. Let's go turn to the enemy. Got a nice picture of some Skullcrin here. The Skullcrin are devious, small, and cunning creatures that employ a variety of special melee attacks to outmaneuver and damage their foes. These attacks leverage their ability, natural cold affinity, and sly nature. They are usually found in caverns and huts. Okay, so this is so we have 2 Skullcrin warriors and a Skullcrin herb master. So I guess they don't have... So in Morkin, the way attacks worked was everything had like a little table of attacks that it did, and you would roll on the table to see what attack it chose. But it looks like they just have a single attack here. What is Fortified 1? Oh, it says they have Armor 1. Oh, they do... Oh, so yes. It was the Herb Master who was unarmored. Okay. Yeesh, yeah, it's kind of tough. Right. You know, when I moved my character, I thought, I could have actually had him 1 space back, but I didn't do that on my turn, so I'm not going to do it now. I guess it's just a normal attack roll. That's a hit. That's 4 damage. Do I have any armor? I don't think I have any armor. Now for this one. That's 5 damage. Now for this one, the Herb Master. Herb Master possesses an exceptional talent for harnessing the power of herbs both to heal allies and harm enemies. Oh, they have parry. What does parry do? Do I have parry? No, a short bow does not have parry. What does parry do? I think I skipped over all the weapon traits. I saw there's just a big list of them. Parry is a reaction. Okay. So they can't do it now because they've used up their 2 actions. Okay, now we have the Herb Master. So he can poison me if he does well enough. That is a miss. Okay, right, now it is my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Right, what does Captain have? He has a short sword, it does +1 damage. And it is light, whatever that means. It's going to be in the weapon descriptions, I suppose. Weapons table. Okay, but what do the traits mean? What does it mean for something to be light? I can probably dual wield it, I suppose. Okay, so my combat skill is a 60 and I have a +1 to damage. So I'm going to go for this one here. No, that's a miss. Okay, he is going to go for the Herb Master. I actually think Ganarion, does Ganarion have a ranged weapon? No, he has a hand axe. Okay, that's also a +1, and his combat is 43. So he did hit, but it was a terrible hit. So he actually only dealt 1 damage. Nope. Okay, so I believe that was a round done. Oh. Characters intending to make a ranged attack may move no more than half their move value rounded down. This reflects the time needed to steady their aim. Okay, so we actually need to rewind the combat because I got that wrong, and that has impacted things. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the round. Really, is everyone? Okay, 21, 19, 19. Right, so if he can only move half his movement rounded down, he can get into the doorway and fire, but then he can't, then the others can't get past him. So you go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't hit them. So I guess he's going to go there. The enemies will all rush up as far as they can. I guess like there. My guys will, let's see, you can move there. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, let's position like this, actually. Right, so that's the round. When two or more allied characters are engaged in melee against the same enemy, they each get a +10. Okay, so I actually want these together. So he was there. Put him there. I think I can fit him there. I think that's fine. You know, in like an actual game, I wouldn't be, you know, fiddling with the combat positioning like this, but... Oh, you need line of sight for a ranged attack. I bet you don't have line of sight through an ally, probably. Let's go back to line of sight. But yeah, we're learning the rules. Okay, I think these have to be split up because the doorway guy needs a clear line of sight. Okay, so I think that was the round. So now we go back to the beginning. We check initiative. Initiative is... what was it? Was it perception? It was athletics, yes, okay. So, Lorogrand fails, Oberag succeeds, and Ganariad fails. Okay, so I guess athletics is quite important in this system. Okay, so he is going to move 0 spaces and then fire at this guy with his combat of 60. He's going to hit for 1 damage. Now the enemies all act. This is terrible. This is even worse than before. Okay, right, so, attacking. Miss. Miss. Hit. That is 2 damage. Okay, now over here. Hit for 1 damage. Hit for 4 damage and miss. Okay. Right. Okay, now my guys get to attack, so he's going to go for the Herb Master, I suppose, since they are unarmored. So rolling against my combat, which is a 60, I believe. Let's just note down these numbers. So... let me just grab a piece of paper to scribble these down with. I keep having to flip back to see what's going on. Okay, I'll just use my shopping list along with my notes of needing potatoes and bleach and sun-dried tomatoes. I will also note down that Lorogrand has 37 athletics, 60 combat, and I think that's all I need, yeah. And the other 2. Okay, right, that's that noted down. Right, so yes, Lorogrand is going to attack the Herb Master. And miss. Rolling a lot of 90s in this fight. Ganarion is going to attack his Herb Master. And also miss. Wow. Okay, now it is initiative. Now it is initiative time again. Lorogrand fails. Ganarion, everyone fails initiative, so the Skullcrin go first. So we'll just work around clockwise again. That is 3 damage. 6 damage. Two, 4. Okay, 4 damage here. Right, okay. Now let's try to fight this Herbmaster again and miss. Oh my god. Try to fight this Herbmaster. Okay, that does hit. That is 4 points of damage. And you can try to shoot this Herbmaster since it is wounded. I think you... Maybe I go here? No, I guess if you go here you have line of sight, I guess? That's... Oh my god, so many high numbers. Okay, right. Next round. Everyone has failed their initiative roll. It's 5, 6, 8. I think Lorogrand is dead. Nope. He has 5 hit points left. Does anything interesting happen with a fumble? Because I'm pretty sure I just got a fumble on the attack roll there. Yes, okay, so... this guy I think just got a fumble, and this guy's just dealt 3 damage. Okay, fumble. 6. The attacker fumbles and clumsily strikes an adjacent ally, dealing D3 damage if the attacker's melee or an ally adjacent to target if it was ranged. The unfortunate ally stares at the attacker in shock and contempt. Okay, so it could be one of these two. Let's just 50-50 it. It's the guy on the left, and it is D3 damage. Okay, 2 damage here. Oh, I thought he killed his ally. Okay, right. Now we'll try to attack the herb guy and deal 2 damage. That's pretty bad. Try to attack the other herb guy and miss, and then we'll make a ranged attack on the second herb guy and kill him. Okay, right. This is going terribly. We're going to lose this fight so bad. We don't have any armor, we're facing 6 enemies, rolling terribly. Right, initiative. Lorogrand succeeded. Lorogrand succeeded, everyone else failed. So Lorogrand is going to try to... Let's see, is there anything I can do? I can try to heal myself, but I don't have any medical. I do have bandages, okay. But that seems like a bad option, given the enemies are right next to me. Really, I think I've just gone with bad positioning here, with everyone split up. I'm going to attack the herb guy and deal 3 damage. Okay, now the enemies miss. 43 is unfortunately hit. That's 5 damage. Lorogrand is dead. Okay, what happens when you are out of the fight? There was something about... It was in the damage section, I believe. Let's see. Defeating a target. Okay, if the target HP drops to 0, they're defeated and out of action. If target is an enemy, remove them. Why can't I... Yeah, there we go. Remove them. If they're a warband member, place a marker on their square or flip their token over to indicate where they fell. Okay. Okay, well, let's... I think that's all the enemy attacks dealt with. So we're firing at this guy, but that was unfortunately a miss, and now I think we're trying to hit this guy. That is a hit, that's 5 damage. He has 1 armor, 4 damage. Okay, we are round 2 initiative again. I guess we'll end this fight with the warband being brutally killed by Skullcrin in this small dungeon in the quest of that to do their first mission, and then we'll wrap up stream. Okay, both 1 initiative, that's convenient. Strike against that highlighted guy, but miss. And let's shoot this guy. But miss. Okay. Now it is the enemy's turn. So... it's not looking good. Okay, that is 4 damage here. Five. Okay. Right, so my ranged attack is now adjacent to an enemy, which I believe it said gives a disadvantage. Yeah, so it's a shame that I only have a ranged weapon for him, because he is going to be firing with disadvantage against his targets. So, I mean, that was a failure either way. And so was that. Okay, well, I don't think we need to play to the end. I think we know how this is going to go. These 2 guys are going to wail on Oberag, and these 3 on Gennari. I mean, Gennari only has 2 hit points left, so he's probably going down this round, and then it's just a matter of time for Oberag. Oh well, they fought bravely, but did not do very well. Okay, right, guess we'll wrap it up here. So, just general thoughts. I apparently suck at tactical combat, but that's not too surprising. The game feels a lot like a refined Morkin, which is what I was hoping for. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this. And yeah, we did find like a few things where something was confusing or not right, but the author has been like actively fixing things that people have raised them. So I'm hoping that, you know, all these things will be resolved and we'll have a much better game when it does finally go to print sometime next month. So I guess we'll wrap up here. Let's go see what's going on. We can go raid Yume. Let's go do that. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.